Welcome to our first podcast, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, king and queens. My name is Fitri, and this is a KLUB Podcast. With me here, to my left, is Najmi.
Hello everyone.
It's my friend here. Congratulations, my friend.
On what?
Congratulations on being the first one to be in my podcast.
Oh! I'm not the very first ever.
Why are you surprised? Because you're the only one here, my friend.
I mean,
except we have our videographer right behind the camera, Actually, I don't really like the idea of having a guest or something, but just, a guest, I guess, in terms of technicality. But I just probably you can still be here from time to time, and I don't want people to why is Najmi again? Why is Najmi again? I mean, it's based on the topic,
because he likes me.
No, in not in a romantic way. Actually, it's actually my dream since I'm 19, 20 years old. When I was a teen, I guess I was an introvert back then. I couldn't really talk with people, but from time to time I just figured out, and after on my university days, right, I could talk, and I love and I enjoy to talk. I enjoy to talk to people. I enjoy to have this healthy debate. It's not really a debate. It's just like you can discussion. I'll bring what I have in my case, and you bring what you have in your case. So it's been a long time now and only now I have this great friend like you and Abel there behind the camera, and a lot of my friends that I intend to bring on in this podcast to talk about, because we made it happen, right? So how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Fitri. I just have something to add about talking. I think people talk, whether you're an introvert or extrovert. It all depends on two things. One, I think topic. Maybe when we are talking about topics that we like, we tend to talk more. And then as the second one will be the person who we are talking to. So if you're talking to a person that vibrates the same energy, gives the same vibe, I think you would tend to talk more also. So absolutely. I think it's not that you're an introvert, probably it's just because the topic isn't there, and then the people is not right. I think that's just one of the...
Have you ever find any difficulty on talking in front of a large audience? Like the largest that I have is around 50 to 80 people in front of my class in universities.
Talking is not a big problem for me.
Really?
Because I come from a literature background.
Oh yeah?
So acting on a big stage.
You act?
Full house, 300 people. I act, I direct.
Do you have a video of that?
Probably,
Send it to me,
probably somewhere in the I know in the data in YouTube. I don't know. Probably some people might have recorded it.
I'll find it and I'll put it under the link, or I'll play
no
it
problem.
as a,
No problem. I've also directed some one play during my degree.
Najmi Kubrick. What did you play about?
You want to know about acting or directing?
Both.
Okay, acting. I act in university for, I think it's called like a intercollege play, like theatre. Like we fight against other colleges in my previous university.
Hold on a minute. Were you in the club back then, or
no,
a volunteer? Like
a volunteer, but then as a literature student, you have to express yourself. In some ways. Back when during my foundation years, I took TESOL, teaching English as a second language, and then I never really liked literature per se, because you have to read. And especially in school, you have to read like thick books, and then people will ask. But one thing, as I entered my degree as a literature student, I find that literature is kind of fun, because there's no right or wrong answer, for as long as you can come up with an explanation, or you can come up with proof to back up your points. So, and then you learn to express yourself as a literature student. So that's where I find that I really like acting, because you can express yourself. And then I act in theatres, I act in short movies, like we also in intercollege. And then for one of our like final year projects in literature, for the literature student, we have to organize a theatre, English based lah. But then we have to organize from the bottom, like we have to have like AJKs for food and beverage, for props, like we have like crews, and then we have cars and all. We have to work within that, and then we have a certain budget. We have to have our own gain our own money, on all those kind of things. So I was chosen at that time as a director for Keris Laksamana Bentan in English. If you've known it's a historical play.
Oh yeah.
Keris Laksamana Bentan. It's called Mangkat di Julang, something along the lines.
Oh, okay.
Where the Sultan Mahmud Mangkat di Julang.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. So that play is based on that. But it's fully in English. It's kind of interesting because
fully in English.
But then because it's a historical play, usually at that time people talk Malay.
Yeah,
right?
in an ancient way. Is it the
yeah,
right
yeah.
way that I
ancient you have this sort of things that you have to say, that to Sultan you have to say ampun tuanku, menjunjung titah tuanku. So I feel like I want to mix those two things together. So I add along conversation will be in English, but then those that we require protocols like menjunjung titah, I put it in Malay.
Oh, you didn't translate.
I don't change. Yeah, because I want to.
You couldn't translate it in first way, right?
It's not couldn't. I don't want to, because as a director, you have the liability, you have the ability to do whatever you envision.
Yeah.
So I envision something along the lines that I want to keep the what do you call this, adat of calling Sultan
sense.
as
Makes sense.
yeah, something along the lines of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you act and
Direct.
You direct. So how many acts have you been played before? It was like couple times or several times?
I think
that one?
more than 7, 8 times, 9 times. Yeah.
There's no really pressure, or there's always pressure when you need to perform and you sit behind the curtain and it's my turn.
That's nervous. Being nervous is normal.
I forgot the line.
No, being nervous is normal. Yeah. But then again, one thing about acting is you can ad-lib. Like you have the scripts, right? You don't have to exactly 100% follow the script. You can just talk as if like whatever suits you, for as long as it is within the point within the context, so that people know what you're talking about. That's it. So it's like just like talking, but then acting.
But also you couldn't really ad-lib. I mean, you could ad-lib, but to a certain way, because your colleague also need to know the cue, right, when he or she needs to come out.
That's one of the like problems we had, but then that's why we have trainings for months. So usually you have to have like some of the keywords intact, so that the other person who's going to reply to your dialogue would know lah. That's the cue.
I remember that one cartoon that I watched as a kid. I don't know that Malay cartoon. I forgot what it is. If you ever known about this, there's I'm not sure if it's a movie or series where the character in there acting as a like the hang tuah and hang jebat things, and jebat dies, and that character, the cartoon character that played jebat was like die, and it was like I'm dead. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm this and that, and giving his last word. Then he died, and he came back again. you know that kind of ad-lib, and people was like, "You go die."
So
that's that kind of ad-lib that was like when like the cue is terrible. But it was fun. I just make my point on you need to have some base understanding of. Because it's a theater, right? It's live.
It's live.
It's different from those in Hollywoods or stuff where you can, if you mess up or if you miss the cue and was like cut or something like that.
And one thing about theater is you have this adrenaline rush, especially when you do some scene and then people like whoa cheering for you, or like when you're doing a sad scene and you hear people cry. It adds to that. So it gives more impact for me if I were to act in theater rather than short movies or like short videos. I mean, both ways it's almost the same, but then like for movies you can cut. If you have like you talk rubbish, you forgot your script, you can just cut and redo. But then for theater, you have by hook or by crook.
You need to be perfect, right?
Wing it, not perfect, but just wing it.
Just like the delivery, must be perfect.
That's true.
In one way. So going from there, and then you find out that okay, I could do this, and it's my thing. So how does that affect your journey to like, okay, I'm going to be a writer in the future, or why you couldn't go like, I'm going to go professional with this theater stuff?
That's one thing. As one of the reasons why I talked previously that I don't really think I want to join literature. One thing, because I don't like to read. Second is like it's kind of like I thought at that time there would be no job opportunities, but as things stands as of now, English as a general, whether literature or you're taking language and all, you can dive into multiple job opportunities that's been laid out. For instance, writing, technical stuff. I mean, to me at that time, I didn't think that I want to be a writer or a technical writer as of now. The one I'm working as. But then it all depends on you. It's writing is something like, again, expressing yourself, and then technical stuff like gadgets and text, I kind of dig into it. So I just give it my shot. Your question, like why I didn't really think of going as a professional actor, I think one of the reason is in the long run I don't really think of doing it, because it requires a lot of trainings. Like for one theater it requires probably 3 to 4 months just to train. That would take a toll. Then maybe 1 year, what if there's like 2 or 3 theaters per year? For you need that kind of income, right? So it'll be tiring to the body. So I think I like something like technical like this, especially my ability to go abroad.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that later. But then I think one of the reasons is I like sitting, at times. But I can always join theater as a side job.
You certainly have that, really, what you call it, outgoing personality, if I want to be honest with you, right? I used to, but I was 6 years old during my prime, when I was like, you
had an early prime.
I had an early prime, and then I crashed down. I was like 6 years old when I what you call it, in the kindergarten, right? So I do poem.
Not poem.
Not poem. Poem. So I act, at in one of that classical folk or whatever. What was the name again? Batu Belah Batu Tangkup. And then I do, like at that time the Malaysian Guinness World Record. I still have the certificate of the biggest tarian endang, largest, because I'm not sure which one you said, but it was like a accumulation of all the kindergarten from here and there,
and then they dance.
That was back down to 2002, so I think the record has been broken anyway. So moving on to that, so we work in the same company, right? So
obviously
before that, have you ever write something other than IT related stuff, or how do you get started with it? I want to pursue writing in a more technical way.
I think it begins my love for writing. I think begins when at the end of my degree, when I started writing thesis. I mean, it's a hassle. One thing, I mean, no one likes to write thesis, but then writing at that time, I feel like some tranquility, like you feel like at ease when you write, especially when you write at night with all the night breeze and all. So I started writing, and then I ventured into my masters, and then I think I work as a teacher at that time. But I feel like I like to write, express. I think one of the keywords is express. I like to just express myself. So then I found a job opportunity in this company that we're working in. So I just have a wing, because it's two things that I like, tech and then writing. So I just started applying, and then they gave me like a test, like 500 words. I mean, 500 words for me
it's easy.
It's easy
work.
Because for literature we write like 3,000 words, like 5 to 6 pages. It's like nothing. But then 500, I think. But then the topic at that time was quite high. It was like, I think it was deduplication. Something
What's that?
It's like, when I think at that time, when you have like a set of data, sometimes you have the same data. Like for instance, and this is my understanding, like you have photos. a couple of photos, but then you take the same photo, but then maybe the name is slightly different. So, but you have like a duplicate, right? Two of the same photos. So deduplication actually helps you to like eradicate this deduplication. They will just maybe merge it or just delete the other photos so there's only one copy. Something along the lines. I think that one.
What do you write about? How did you write about that? Like explaining how it happens, or what is it?
At that time, that was like 1 year ago, man. How can I remember?
It's
but
just 1 year ago. It's not like it's 1 year.
Yeah, but I've been writing thousands of.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry, I've been writing thousands of stuff since working here. But then I think I started with actually what me as a reader would want to read. What is deduplication? So you start with attention grabber. That's what people say. Attention grabber. You grab the attention of readers, that maybe give a fact or give something related to their lives, like something like that. Have you ever wondered, taking photos, blah 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 blah. You have a set of duplicates, but you don't know really what to do, especially when you have thousands and thousands of data, something like that. And then I started with what is deduplication, what it does, blah 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 blah, along the lines, something along the lines, yeah.
And then so on. So you get, when you get comfortable, in tech and stuff. I know that you said that you already have interest in tech.
Yeah.
So along the lines, and you just starting to pick up things left and right. So just a quick one. Have you ever thought about writing something fictional?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I've thought, I did try, but then it takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of imagination and creativity, which by time you can acquire, but then it takes a lot of time. I think it's something that maybe will take me 1 year, 2 years just to write like a fictional book. But yeah, I mean, I would want, if I have the opportunity and time.
How does this transition feel? Because you started as a theater, you work as theater, you act and you read the script and you direct. Going to that, I can say fiction, some of them is fiction, right? And then you go to the more technical stuff. It's like it's still in the same writing field. It's just if I could give some analogies, like switching from MMA to boxing, still a combat sports but a different discipline and stuff. How's that both of them is differ from each other?
I've been especially during the beginning, it was hard for me because it all depends on the client. Some clients want very straightforward things, which at that time, I mean up until this point, I also have difficulties because I tend to express, so I write longer words just to give my thought, etc. But then some clients just want straightforward things, maybe 200-300 words, which quite hard for me because writing concept. But it all depends on the clients, especially if the clients already have a set of things that they want to be included in the writing. So you have to follow 100%. And then we have our editor, which is very good. He helped me throughout.
Shout out to our legendary
shout out to our editor.
I'm going to drop name you, Syed. I'm sorry, but we it's out of topic, but we have a lot of respect for you.
A lot of respect. He helped me transition throughout this 1 year working in this company. But then he helped me he gave me pointers on what he think that the client wants, and then especially after I read it, rewrite to what he thinks the client want. Usually there's less and less redo, less and less draft. So it all depends. It all depends on the client. But transitioning has been hard. Writing something fictional, because you express, you want to use bombastic words, especially.
Yeah, of course.
You want to use beautiful words, but then some clients are okay with it. When you write something like beautiful, like give like an analogy, etc. But some who wants just straightforward stuff, it would be hard for me lah. It has been hard for me.
Yeah. What's the hardest client or article that you have ever worked with?
I wouldn't say the client's name, but then
But what kind of job? I mean, what kind of article? Is it about is it about cloud? Is it about
it's not article per se. It's called
like the clients request. I want this and that. No matter how many times you fix it, was like, can I say nope? Not our style.
As of now, I hate doing intelligent assessment. It's not an article per se, but it's like you do like
for those of them that who don't know what is intelligent assessment, it's just something that we do in our company, and it's just like a set of questions,
an abundant set of question. Like for example, one question I give you: have you ever use generative AI? Then yes or no. And then when you click yes, there's another set of question and answers, and then if you click no, also another set of question and answers. So it's a branch of I hate doing that.
Volume.
When I did usually my article would take like 2 days, 3 days max. If it's like an easy article, 1 day. But then intelligent assessment, oh my god, dragged me 3 weeks up until now. I haven't actually finished the intelligent assessment, but yeah, I think that's the hardest product I have to come out. Yeah,
hardest product.
Yeah.
No.
We love our clients.
We're not promoting anyone, by the way. It's my podcast, so I rule this one. I can drop names if I ever wanted, but
that's his problem.
Yeah, we are still under we're still under contract, so it's okay. Let's move on. So I think it's one of the blessing that when you have been called to events like left and right.
Oh yeah.
We went to if I'm not mistaken, you went to United States
twice.
You went to
Singapore.
Whatever else?
Indonesia. Yeah, I think that's much it. Yeah.
So, a general question: among all the countries that you have visit, which did you like the most?
Which country? Including Malaysia?
No.
Okay. Singapore. Easiest answer would be Singapore. For conveniency, I love Singapore as a country. Because of their conveniency lah. Public transport on point,
easy to access,
very accessible. A beautiful country, very clean. I like something that is clean. What? I'm giving me that look.
Why?
But then food wise, there are better options. But then I like also Indonesia. Because
which part of Indonesia
I went to Bali.
Bali.
Yeah, very nice, beautiful, like a very beautiful country. Bali specifically, the people there, and then one of the reasons also I like Singapore and Indonesia is because easy to talk. We're in the Southeast Asia. You can just talk English and Malay, which and bahasa Indonesia, which to me is very easy, especially when you're tired. You just don't want to use your brain to translate words.
Translate English.
Yeah. And then I will rank the US. US. Again, a magnificent country, but then there are something that I don't really like, especially the toilets.
Want to talk about that?
They just don't have the facilities to clean your body.
Okay.
I've been to Japan, but as for a transit twice. I love toilets. Japan's toilet.
Went there. Which airport do you
Narita.
I went to Haneda twice. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anyway.
It's the same. The
toilet is huge, man.
Huge.
They have a lot.
Clean. Dry.
They have music.
Yeah.
You can control music, my friend.
Music, like when you're doing your business, and then sometimes the business is hard, so it gives a lot of noises.
Yeah.
So this music helps you to
you want to camouflage that in one way or another.
Seat warmer. Seat warmer, because I went there to US twice during the winter. So Japan also is quite cold. It was like 8 degrees Celsius, something along the line. So when it's cold, you don't want to sit on the cold toilet seat.
Yeah.
And the toilet seat in Japan, it gives seat warmers. Shout out to the Japans. Great innovation. I hope Malaysia can do that.
I went there, man, 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I miss Japan. But you never have this opportunity to have attend some business trip to Japan, right?
No, not yet. I hope in the future that there will be some, because I would love to drop, because I just went Japan for like 2-3 hours and then just go to another long trip back home or to US. But I hope in the future there's like a trip to Japan.
Yeah, so there's just 3 countries that you've been.
Yeah, US twice, San Francisco and Vegas. Been to Singapore twice, Indonesia once. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I would love to travel too, but my line of work doesn't allow me to do that.
We have an opening for a writer.
I couldn't write, my friend.
You can just try.
I couldn't write. I mean, I could. Back when I was a teen, I was like 16, 17. I was known amongst my schoolmates as a good writer. There's a section C in an English paper, right? That's where you can blabber about essay. And I wrote some fiction stuff. My grammar is left and right, but my story
the
is
content.
there. Yeah, the content is there. Was like even my back then because I work because I spent time in what you call it in the sekolah agama, right? It's like a more religious school.
Rigid.
Yeah. So we are separated with one class.
Just
for boys and one class for the girls, and we subconsciously compete with each other. But the one that monopolizes the number one spot is always the girl, and we have this gifted girl and we have this gifted guy. But there's one time when my English teacher, like really amazed with me with my writing, that in English there's a girl. I don't want to say her name, but there's a girl that really, damn good. She's damn good. You couldn't find fault. At the age of 16, 17, you couldn't find fault. It was like I beat her.
In English?
No, in that essay. Only that essay. The overall mark I got like 88 or something. It was like, and she's like almost close to 100 maybe. Where it was like I beat her. I was like, damn. I'm the man. I don't know. I just find some fascinating. So that's why from there I like to I watch movies, but I watch it to judge that movie. To evaluate. Okay, this is your script. Nah, it doesn't really challenge my mind when I watch this, right? So that's why I was fascinated with Stanley Kubrick, Martin. How you pronounce the last name? Scorsese.
What movie?
Martin Scorsese. Scorsese. Thank you. Truly remarkable, but that's a different construct in when they construct the script, right? But in one way, you could call them they're movie directors, but those who write that, props to them. Like J.K. Rowling, how the hell you could come up with that volumes of content. I couldn't even write for like 2 pages without, have you ever had this writer's block, and how you got
always? I mean, writer's block happens to all writers. The way to overcome it is just not to write. That's my when I did my master's thesis, I had this one massive writer's block, especially because I did my master's during the COVID-19, so there are multiple of lockdowns. So I had this one like massive writer's block for like 2 months. I cannot write. The moment 2 months. The moment I open a book, I read. I do nothing come out to my mind. When I open my laptop to write, nothing done. So like for like almost 2 months, I 1 month plus. So because during that 1 month, every day I try to open a book or write something or just scribble some points. I cannot.
Is it something fictional or something factual?
No, it's my thesis, my master's thesis. So what I did was I just asked my family just to like take my mind. Then I just stopped doing anything related to that thing, related to my thesis. So I did a lot of things. I started playing games, I think, at that time. Well, I've been playing games, but I play games now
more regularly,
religiously now. And then I started to just listen to music and all in depth. Just stop doing work. Just stop doing it. And then I went for walks, just long walks. And then after that, things just come. Because writer's block is just, your brain is just tired of reading the same thing, writing the same thing. It happens. So my only way was just to stop. So when I had writer's block, if you see me in the office, walking around, talking to people, probably because my brain's like just tired. So I just need to talk, grab some things, go for a walk, or make a coffee. Just those kind of things.
Understandable, but different people probably have like different
methods to overcome it.
Yeah, 2 months. That's the longest writer's block period that you have ever had.
As of now,
As of now, the story remind me of one of the, if not the greatest rapper, all of you all dub Eminem, when he first listened to Naughty by Nature, Yoke the Joker. He couldn't write for the whole summer. He was like, that's what I want to do, like bar by bar. But it was different. I couldn't call it a writer's block. It was like he writes. M writes a lot. So he was just like fascinated because of what, that's what I want to do, and that's what makes Eminem. I'm not sure that's the typical point, pivotal point, but I could call it that's what makes him. As of now, still one of the writers. I also I should ask this question to Khairul. what he does,
probably in the next podcast.
Yeah, probably in the next podcast. I want to know, because that guy is drink a lot of cokes. Khairul, what do you do if you have writer's block? I don't have blocks. I only drink Coke
Zero,
and it works.
Yep. Or Pepsi Black. That's Pepsi. Him.
He should stop, by the way.
It's up to him.
Yes, it's Coke Zero, but he should stop. If you can drink something else.
If that is what makes him happy, let him be him.
Left. I will praise him when he comes. Because he's famous. He's famous for being a Coke boy. So different topic a little bit. You and I love football. Love football. First of all, have you ever had a job, or you ever tried to find a writing job where you could cover sporting events?
I did, but then the pay was not good.
You could try.
The pay is not as good. The pay is not as good.
Why?
It's a hassle. It's something that you love, but then sporting writer, like sports journalist, you don't just cover one topic. You need to cover everything. There are some sports that I don't like.
Okay.
But then I did try to find a job in my favorite club, Manchester United. It's all the way in the UK. So I don't know whether I can go that far. But then there's no writer's job. But I did try to think about venturing into that, something that is fascinating. Especially you can go and talk to famous football players, for instance, or famous badminton players. But then again, it doesn't pay that much for me.
So, I'm not sure how's the market going there with the pay.
And then it's not just about the pay; it's about the ease of mind. Because if you were to work as a sport journalist, usually the companies are in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, and then the traffic there. I hate the traffic there.
Yeah, me too.
And then some of them might need to cover events that is outside of working hours. If the football match, for instance, is at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
I don't like that. I like working at a nice office hour, 9 to 6. Then after that, no one disturbs me to do anything that I want. But then it's the peace of mind. It's not that I have not thought about it, but it's the peace of mind. Something like, because as you grow, you don't want to stress yourself. Why would you want to put yourself in trouble of going back home in a 40-minute jam? Right, Abba?
40-minute traffic jam.
Yeah, 40. That's why I tried to find my job location in Cyberjaya, just near my home. Took me like 15-20 minutes max. Just to go back home. So peace of mind. Spirit of mind. But talking about sports, football. If I have the opportunity to do a podcast like this, is to talk about football, I would love it.
He'll spend 2 hours.
I can spend
without me interrupting.
Yeah,
Annabelle too. I will say 5 hours.
We'll
go back and forth, man. So that's why I was like, damn, I need to include football when I asked.
We have to.
It's transfer window, my friend.
It's life.
It's transfer window, my friend.
And then talking about transfer windows.
How long till is deadline, by the way? It's
31st
August,
31st August. Yeah.
21st?
31st August.
31st. Okay.
Yeah, midnight 31st August. So by 1st of September, you have to get everything done at that time.
Oh, let me start first with are you surprised with? I'm sorry to say no. I'm about to go there, but I'm not going to there. I'll go there unconsciously. Just wait, Rebel. Are you surprised by the decision from the GOAT himself, Lionel Messi's decision to move to Inter Miami? For me, I don't think that he care about football anymore. It was like he achieved everything.
He achieved everything. So why would he want to go and he has nothing to prove?
Because the way that I see it, Messi was like, I'm going to do this for my family.
Yeah. I mean, again, this might be controversial, but then I think players who went to the Saudi Arabia League or the MSL or
they just signed. Who is that guy? I need to watch back. Fabrizio Romano's tweet.
Santi Sesko Fofana, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, those kind of players, especially during those times. Remember that time where the Chinese Super League was a thing, very big thing, and then everyone went there. Falcao went there.
Carrasco,
Fellaini, everyone. Sorry. Oscar went there at his prime. At his prime. Not a wasted talent. I mean, for me, you play football at the same time. You are playing, because you love football, and then you play as a job. So why would you want to go to a league? Especially if you achieve everything as like Lionel Messi, for those who don't really achieve anything, it's a big question. But then for them to choose a league that pays better, why not? Like if you play in the Premier League, you play for not a small club, like probably a mid-table club like Southampton, Aston Villa, where there are little to no chance for you to achieve something great. Why wouldn't if you would jump to the opportunity if a big club comes to you, right, with bigger pay? Why is it a problem for them to jump to Saudi Arabian leagues on that pace? Like if Aston Villa, for instance, you get 20,000 per week, but you jump to Saudi Arabia, you got like 100,000 per week. Why not?
But some of them might be thinking about legacy and
Then again, it's up to them. If you want to talk about legacy, it's always better to stay in the top 5 leagues.
Yeah, of course.
More fame, more opportunity for fame lah. I would say legacy and all. But then you're nearing your end of your career, especially the GOATs like Ronaldo and Messi, jumping ships to much lesser known leagues. It's okay because they achieve everything.
But just today, there's an interview. I'm not sure with who, but Ronaldo said that he's the reason that people's jumping ship to the Saudi League, which I partly agree, partly disagree. The part that I disagree is actually those clubs in Saudi Arabia put a lot of money on the table.
Yeah.
And it's one of the big factors. It's not Ronaldo's the only factor. No, I think the money's there.
I think if the factor for players coming to the Saudi Arabia is, if he say it's because of him, if the player is playing in the same team, probably yes. But then playing in the different team, you're just going there for money. It's not him. I think he's at his end of the career. I don't think he has to talk this nonsense things.
Talk this nonsense. You're going to get a lot of hate, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I'm a Manchester United fan.
Yeah,
I love him. I mean, even my email at that time was _Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So I admire him.
A phenomenon,
I admire him. I mean, I admire him. I admire Messi. Both great football players, like talented, like goats, like actual goats. But then for him to just talk nonsense at the end of his career, why would you want to talk shit about the club, like that's letting you play, that has nurtured you to become who you are today? I'm not saying that Manchester United is the reason that he is today, but it's one of the reasons.
It's like one of the earliest platforms. Even he performed on Porto, but my friend had this argument with Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon. Yeah. So one of my friends have this debate. Sporting Lisbon made Ronaldo. No, it's actually Manchester United. But I believe that Sporting Lisbon made it, and Manchester United give the platform for him to be the face of football at that particular time. But
why? No, the thing is, I hate one thing about him is why would he tarnish his reputation as a legend of the club? You can just go out of the club gracefully. If you don't want to play, it's okay. Just go out of the club gracefully. You don't have to talk shit about the club, because for me, no one is bigger than the club. And I support Manchester United through my life, and for him to do that is just shambles. You can just it's okay, I don't want to play for this club anymore, I just want to go to somewhere. Okay, we will be okay with that. Why would you go? And oh my god, the epitome of my anger was when he did the interview with Piers Morgan, that snake son of a bitch.
I'll say it well. Okay, first of all, as a neutral point, from a neutral point of view, yes, I've seen a lot of back and forth between Manchester United supporters and Ronaldo supporters. They are two different groups.
Why would you want to watch a football matches for one player? You support the team, not the player.
And tactical wise, I agree with whatever Erik Ten Hag has been doing, because he knows that the requirement to compete with the big boys, you see in the likes of Manchester City that defense from the start. Even I saw the one game when he started Phil Foden as a number 9. You saw how that guy is running, pressing from the very first line, and then on the bench at that time they have like Gabriel Jesus, and then now they add Julian Alvarez. That guy pressed
Erling Haaland.
That guy pressed like crazy, and you couldn't be in a team. You could be probably if you have figure out Samantha. I mean, Tottenham figure out Samantha, like sit back and counter whatever, but it doesn't really work well. But that guy top 3, like let's say City, Liverpool, and Arsenal start following it, like starting to press from there, and it demands a lot from a 36, 37 years old Ronaldo at that time. And for me, that is the right decision, no matter who you are. Even Messi, I will never instruct Messi to play like that. But why is the, I don't know, it's just I want to say delusional, but the way that he said, and they bring this kind of argument, you disrespect him like this, you disrespect him like that. When Ten Hag and who's the Portugal's manager? I forgot his name.
Damn it.
Whatever. So when two managers on the highest level of football decide to bench Ronaldo, you need to listen. You need to look around. What happens?
There must be something.
Age. That's it.
Age is one thing, and then again,
and the meta has changed. The meta hasn't favored Ronaldo more, because Messi, when you know that he's not pressing, he's probably have
actually giving something.
He's giving something on attack. He's giving something. I have
defensive
passes.
That's fine.
Even his defense, you could argue with that. He's not. It's not. Nah, he's okay to not defend. It's all right, cool. But when you have Ronaldo there, when his specialty is, especially at the later stage of his age, he's a poacher. And it's okay being a poacher. It's okay. Dimitar Berbatov made it so successful for being a poacher. And it's okay being a poacher, and it's not enough when that's the only thing that you have. The goal is the only thing that you have to compete against Messi.
And then you have to respect the club. If the club wants to play a certain type of football, you have to, if you don't fit, then you don't have the chance and the rights to play. If you want to play dominant football, you have to run. You look at Liverpool's 2019-2020 season. That team is a heavy, well-oiled machine.
Tenacious.
Playing heavy metal football. If you want to play like dominant football, you have to run. And then for a certain manager, because Ronaldo wasn't brought by Ten Hag's request. He was brought by the previous manager. So Solskjaer. So he have to adapt. But then if he sees that this kind of player cannot fit into his type of style of play, why would he force? And then the player also doesn't want to change his type of play, why would that be a problem? And you just go gracefully. That my main point is you just have to go gracefully, because you don't fit. You don't have effort to change your style of play. You don't have the effort to actually listen to the coach to play his style of football. Why would you just moan?
Some people look at this. Ronaldo have a lot of
ego.
They didn't put it that way. They put it this way. Whenever he's rage, whenever he's like shouting, whenever he shows like an aggressive body language, they'll be like, that is the winning mentality. Messi actually don't do that. Okay, and you show in one way or another. And he's shouting and stuff, and it's okay because a lot of winners like Novak Djokovic also like smashing rackets. I know that it's frustrating, but the way that I disagree is like the way that he come out and say only the Premier League is better, and the others have lost its credibility, which subconsciously I took it as a jab to Real Madrid.
A jab to Messi too.
Yeah, because I try to be neutral, but the way that I see it, the way that he said, I was like, get over it, man. Get over it. It's okay, but I mean, you could be the greatest of all time in front of your kids, in front of your family. If Thierry Henry, he's the greatest of all time, probably in front of his kids. That's cool. It's okay, and just let it go. That the opinion of people when Messi have won the World Cup, he's not the GOAT for winning the World Cup. Like the fans have this kind of war since so long. If Messi retired at 30 years old, I still think that he's the greatest of all time just by seeing and watching him playing. And the way is the point being is when Messi's won the World Cup, it was like that's still the debate. But no, they keep coming. It's not a debate anymore. I think that in this stage, it's kind of a troll. It's more of a
that's
troll.
Why for me, those who watch football to support just one player. Why? You watch football because it's a team game. So you support the team, not just the player. No one is ever bigger than the club. That's what I learned from Sir Alex Ferguson, the greatest manager of all time, not Pep, that fraud.
That's up to debate.
But then the way he managed a team, he knows that if the player thinks that he's bigger than club, just go. Because this is a team game. Everyone has an important role. It's not just one player. You cannot just be you just cannot feel the need to be egoistic. Just be a team player, and then you are nearing at the age nearing death more than birth. So why you didn't just go by grace? Say good things, and then people would just respect you. Yeah. If you have nothing to say, just keep quiet. For him to be egoistic is just, man.
I know, but I think, do you think he'll left Al Nassr and go somewhere else?
Leave Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Probably not. But to me, again, he's a great player. He has the most goals scored in international level, and also throughout the career of a player, like 800 something plus goals in a player's career. Greatest of all time. He has nothing to prove actually. For him to go to Saudi Arabian League, maybe that's what he feels fits his style of play. Probably his pocket,
the tempo there,
the pocket, obviously, the fame also that we get. It's good for him. But for him to take a jab and saying that Saudi Arabian League is better than the MSL, no.
Why must mention
why?
MLS?
MSL is Malaysian Super League. I'm sorry. Obviously, Saudi Arabian League is better than MSL. MLS, yeah. You don't have to come. Do you see Messi just come out and say I'm in the greatest league? No.
Yeah, I play under Beckham. Some stuff.
Just keep quiet around. We know you're good.
Alright, so there's a slight technical issue there, but I'm assure you it's nothing more.
Yeah, just forgive us. This is our first podcast.
Yeah, it's our first podcast. We'll fix it along the way. So just a quick one before we wrap up. Who do you think will make a good sign? Who do you think so far made a good signing? On paper.
On paper.
I would like to bring up Arsenal.
Okay, bring up Arsenal, but then I don't think Kai Havertz is the player.
Why?
Because you talked to me just now before the power was cut. You said that did Kevin De Bruyne played well when he was at Chelsea? He did actually, but then there are other players who played better. You have a Prime Mata there. You have Oscar there. He was going up against the best. At Chelsea, Kai Havertz was not going up against the best. This current Chelsea squad. Who was better than Kai Havertz at Chelsea at that time playing that role?
I don't know.
No one. That's why I said Arsenal paid 65 million for Kai Havertz. It's nonsense. He probably a good squad player, but not 65 million. Arsenal could go on with a better player, like for instance Brahim Diaz, ex City player, ex Real Madrid player, ex AC Milan player, better player than Kai Havertz. They could have also gone for 65 million. Who can you get for 65 million? Probably take a look in the Bundesliga. Florian Wirtz, also good player, better than Kai Havertz for me. Probably a good utility player, maybe tactically, but not 65 million. But again, I will give credit where credit is due. Jurriën Timber, excellent signing. Declan Rice, excellent signing. Considering probably El Neni and Partey might be leaving.
I don't think El Neni is leaving, but Partey is probably in the verge of leaving. I don't know.
Yeah, but Declan Rice, a great signing, but not Kai Havertz. If I would say a team that has been recruiting quite nicely,
Who?
Liverpool.
Okay.
Second will be Manchester United.
That could be a contender too.
Because these two clubs, they know which parts of the field, parts of formation that they feel is lacking. Liverpool is 100% investing heavily in midfields because they know all of their midfield players are dying. James Milner, Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, no legs to run. Oxlade-Chamberlain, injury prone, leg of glass, made of glass. Naby Keita, and then Thiago also aging. There's like 6 players already.
How about the defense though? They don't really, like Van Dijk has lost his mojo.
Yeah, but then Konate is playing very well.
What if he got injured?
That's up to Liverpool lah. That's their problem. But then I think they have assessed which part of the team that they need strengthening. They have McAllister, good player, quite expensive.
I forgot McAllister because the deal was done. I think before the
transfer window.
Yeah. I really forgot.
Dominic Szoboszlai from Hungary. FIFA god. I would say very good. But then very good in RB Leipzig. They also got. They can play Trent at central mid. I heard currently Trent is also playing in central mid.
They're shifting there,
Very good player. Liverpool and then Manchester United assessing things. Currently, we are in desperate need of a striker. But then De Gea gone. We got Andre Onana, one of top 5 best ball playing goalkeepers.
Yeah, as of now.
Yeah.
Could argue with that, but
yeah, top 5 would say. Yeah. Also we got Mason Mount. Probably because I think in the games when we see Manchester United play last year against team that are playing a low block, Eriksen shines there because we are controlling the game. He doesn't need to run. But then against a team that like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, where a lot of running is required, Mason Mount fits the bill. But up until now, I don't know the striker that Manchester United could have gone. We have a Chelsea man crying over there because Mason Mount, their favourite player, is actually a big Manchester United fan. So anyway, I don't really know any pure number 9s that can play for United. That's available. I desperately want Harry Kane.
Okay.
But it's quite expensive. I don't think Spurs would sell that cheap,
not sell, yeah.
Especially to a Premier League rival team.
He said 100 million
120.
for Bayern Munich. 120.
120. There were rumors that PSG also bid for Harry Kane.
Bayern, of course.
But then Harry Kane doesn't want to go to PSG. I think it makes sense because he's very close to breaking the all-time Premier League top goal scorer. So he wants to stay for probably two or three seasons max in the Premier League to just break that record and maybe go.
You know who made a better signing for me? Which team is it?
Yeah.
Al-Nassr.
I mean, no arguments there.
I mean, come on. Argument there. Amongst them, it was like, I have this lot of players, so watch out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could just come back to this for like from 2 to 3 months after the league start, after like for 10-15 games, and see if your assessment is true about Kai Havertz. I would like to see that. So I mean,
there's a clip here for the preseason that Arsenal played, and you can watch Kai Havertz.
No. I'll never put it up here, but yeah. I would want to talk about this for like another 1 hour, but I need to cut this one off.
Probably in the next future.
Yeah, it's in the future. But for the first episode, yes, I'll include Abel first because we need more mics, and I think we need a bigger table.
Yeah, probably.
Obviously. Yeah. Anything? Thank you, my friend. Oh yes, I need to say this before we cut off. Congratulations for your marriage, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
And
so
you
much.
know what? Send me this picture because his announcement on Instagram is like one of a kind. He's so creative that I never seen it before.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
I'll put it right after this before the video ends, and this is what. So just congratulations again because you met the girl of your life.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And I hope, pray to God that it last till the eternity.
Inshallah, I mean.
Yeah. So that's it. Thank you guys.
Thank you for listening.
I'm very happy because thank you for my friends all over to you because made it happen. It's not solely for my podcast, but one way or another I made it run, and I want to talk about I want to talk with a lot more peoples, and I have a lot of great friends that I really want to talk about in length, and yes. Yeah, one of them is him. All right, that's it. We are out.
All right, thank you.